Hey there, planners. Today, I'm going in with surgical tools. I'm going to attempt the very risky, the very tricky uncoiling and recoiling of beautiful Erin Condren Planners. This could end in disaster. Quite frankly, I don't know. I have done this successfully in the past, but I have never filmed myself because sometimes it doesn't go as planned. And I really don't want to mess up these coils, especially this beautiful multicolored coil. Let's see how this goes. Go get your planners. Let's get planning. All right, so I recently did an Erin Condren Life Planner launch haul. I picked up 3 different types of planners: a daily duo, a monthly planner, and a weekly hourly planner. If you missed all of that, I'll have it linked down in the description box below. I also have all my supplies linked down in the description box below. Now, while I am leaning towards Erin Condren and being drawn back to Erin Condren products because of the ease of having everything already set up for me, I still got to DIY some of it. It just wouldn't be my planner if I didn't mess with it a little bit and FrankenPlan it and, put my spin on it. So what I am going to attempt to do today is to remove the coils from these planners, take the pages that I want, put them together, pages from different planners, reorder them, have exactly what I want where, and then put the coil back on the planner. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do today. And what I'm really going for is I want a planner that has 2 monthly calendars. I want a planner that has weekly pages, and I want a planner that has daily planning. So I want it all. I want it all. And in order to get that, I have to do this crazy surgery. So if you are new here and you're thinking, what in the world? Welcome. I'm super glad you joined. If you enjoy planners and planning and getting things done and being productive, while also enjoying your planner supplies like stickers and washi tape and pens and all the other fun things that we use, then you have definitely found the right place. That's what we do here. We love getting things done. We also love to have fun and be creative, and we love sharing our ideas with each other. So make sure you check out the comments below, join in there, answer questions, ask questions, become part of the community. And I do hope that you'll consider subscribing if you feel like you might have found your tribe of planner enthusiasts. That's what we are here. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you come back when we get together a couple times a week. For those of you who have been here for a while, thanks for coming back. I hope that you are sending me positive thoughts, good vibes, fingers crossed, all that stuff, because we're about to do some surgery. All right, supplies that I have, of course, I have my planners. I'll have those listed down below. I also have the set of jeweler pliers. So these are not your typical, garage toolbox pliers. I do have those, and I have used those in the past, and you can use those, but it's harder. It's harder. So these are actually made for jewelry making, and you can see they're smaller. The tips are rounded, and I just have a little bit more control over them. So I'm going to be using those today because I really, really do not want to mess up these coils. I also have this paper towel, which I am going to put around the coil as I'm gripping it because I really want to try not to scrape off the color. And then the only other thing I have are these super huge binder clips. Came in a big pack on Amazon because I want to be able to clip the pages together and keep them stable once I get them all figured out, what I want to go where. So that's my supplies. Let me move everything out of the way and pick the first planner. So I'm going with the monthly planner first because this is the silver coil, and it's really hard to mess up the silver coil. So I feel a little bit more comfortable. I'll just get into the groove with this guy and do the rest later. So first I'm going to pull off the covers. These are supposed to come off. They're interchangeable covers, so I'm going to pull that off first and get that out of the way. And then, you know, just make sure there's nothing in there, which this is a brand new planner, so there shouldn't be anything in there. And then I am going to get the big clip. Now you can, I've seen people in other videos where folks are coiling and uncoiling. I've seen them put like clips all over. I just don't feel like I need all that. Usually one clip is just fine to keep things steady enough for me to you know, feel like this is secure while I'm working over here. Okay, now I will have other videos listed down below. I've watched a couple of YouTubers who have done this and made videos about, and they are like, they make it look so easy. I've watched those videos, so I will have them down below as well, because I may not be good at this. I may not be the best teacher here. I'm going to try it just because I want you to see the full process of me making these Erin Condren planners my own. But I'll also have some others listed down below that I have found helpful over the years. Now, what I want to do is I want to take this coil out of this planner, off this paper. And the way I'm going to do that is, if you look closely, you've probably noticed in any of your spiral planners or notebooks that the coil ends and then is sort of like twisted up inside the planner, okay? I'm going to undo that, and then I'm going to twist it off, because the reason that is, you can see if I twist it, the reason it doesn't keep coming all the way off is because that is bent up like that, right? So I'm going to undo that so I can take it off. Now, you can do this at the top or the bottom. I prefer to do it at the bottom because for some reason, this is never going to look this neat again. It's going to look a little abused. That doesn't bother me. And hopefully I'll be able to successfully do this, and you will see in the end what the coil looks like and how much damage is done. It's not a lot. To me, it's my planner, and it's worth having this not look exactly perfect like it came in order to have the guts that I want to. That may not be the case for you, so think about that. So here I go. I'm going to go very slowly to begin with, and all I want to do, and I'm not using any paper towel or anything here because, again, it's really hard to make this to scrape the color off because I think actually silver is its natural color. But I'm going to move very slowly, and I'm just going to start bending this, undoing that bend, because I want to get it to the point where it's going to slide back out. And so you can see I've already bent it a little bit. Now what I really want it to look like is I want it to look like it just keeps going right around like a circle. That's going to make the next step in this process really easy. That is hard to do because it's bent. So bending it back and having it look like it originally did is really hard to do. I'm just going very slowly, small movements. And it's really hard for me to talk and do this at the same time. I'm so concentrated. Okay, I think that might be pretty good. Maybe I need to bend it just a little bit. Make it a little bit more circular right here. Okay, what I want you to see is, you can see I've bent the coil out and I've got it somewhat circular, and that's going to help me, if I pull this out, that's going to help me untwist. And I know that I will have successfully done this if I can twist this out. Yes. Okay. So you see, I just untwisted it, and it's got this little hump here. Let me see if I can get that out and make it easier. Because the more like this, like circular you can make this piece, the easier this is and the less potential damage to the paper. So you do have to be careful. Okay. I think I got it a little bit better. It's still poking out a little bit, but we're going to go with that. Okay, let's see. So now I just want to keep twisting it out of the paper. Okay, now I've gotten it to a place where it is actually, it's always hardest in the first 3 or 4 holes. Watch how easy this is now. Look how fast that's going, right? That is just flying out of there because I've got this pretty circular, and for some reason these, once it gets to the middle, it's just easier. So I'm gonna keep going. Ta-da! She's free. Okay, so there's my monthly planner and there's my coil. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so I'm just going to set this off to the side and I'm going to set my monthly planner. I'm gonna keep this on there because I'm not ready to get into the pages yet. So I'm gonna keep that on there and I'm just going to set that off to the side and I'm going to pick the next planner. Next up, I'm going with the Daily Duo, and I actually have 2 of these books. I'll do one on camera, I'll do one off camera, but I'll speed this up a little bit since I have already kind of showed you how I do it. So taking off the covers, getting my binder clip in place. All right, and now the rose gold coil, I do have to be a little bit more careful with, and this is where I'm actually going to use my paper towel because I'm going to try to prevent any scratches, or as much as possible, try to prevent scratches from the coil. It's not always possible. Sometimes you just can't get the paper towel to stay on there, and you can't, it makes it hard to see, but I'm gonna try the best I can. So you can see I've got the paper towel around the coil. And I've got it bent, so that's good. I'm gonna keep working it. Gently, gently, slowly, slowly. Okay, I think, oh, I have it pretty good. That's pretty round. But I do want to show you. Can you see how even with the paper towel on, that has scratched some of the rose gold foiling off? Okay, now if that would drive you absolutely crazy, don't do this. To me, that is so minimal, it doesn't really bother me because it's worth it to get, you know, the planner that I want. But if that would drive you absolutely bonkers, then you definitely do not want to attempt this. So, okay, when you get ready to coil it, you need to take that out so that it can go around that first time, and then it's good. And now we're gonna do those first. Ooh, that one came out so easy. It's already easy. So this one is good. This one is gonna be really good. I did that one well. I can't believe this is going so well on camera. Woohoo! All right, that came off so easy. I think it was even easier than the first one. So that went really well. I'm going to set this one aside and set this one aside. And now comes the one that I was the most nervous about because I love it so much. I love it so much. I don't want to mess it up. And that is the multicolored coil. I love this so much. Now, I did notice that even the Erin Condren team, I don't know if you can see that, but there's already a little chip right there. I didn't do that because I haven't touched the coil yet. So even the Erin Condren team, even they had, you know, even they make a few marks. So this one, I'm definitely gonna go slow and be careful with because I really, really don't want to mess the coil up. Now, this is also an 18-month planner, meaning it's way thicker and the coil is way bigger. So hopefully, I mean, these are like the biggest binder clips that I could get. It is stretched to fit there. Okay. All right, so very, I might even just try to do this as much as possible with my hands. Okay, yeah, gonna need a tool. It was a good idea, but I'm gonna need a tool. All right, I'm gonna double up the paper towel. and go very slowly. Slow movements, being very careful. Okay. So I think it's pretty good. It's not quite as rounded as the other ones, but gosh, this coil is so big, and it definitely took some damage. So I still think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be okay. All right, let me get this guy out, and then, yeah, this one's not going to go as easy as the last one. It is just such a big coil. Okay. That was quite a bit of wrestling that happened off camera just to get that out of the first one. Like I said, sometimes the first one is just harder. I'm really hoping that's the case here and that it's not that hard the entire time, or I don't know. I actually took the clip off because I felt like the paper needed to move around a bit. I don't know if that's going to be the case continuously, but yeah, that first one was a doozy, guys. Let me see if it gets any easier. Okay, second one was also a doozy. I think it's actually not because the coil here. I think it's because the paper is so thick. So I'm going to keep working this one. It's just, I took the clip off. It's just going a bit slower. And it's just a little bit harder. And I think it's just because it's so dang thick. 18 months, that's a lot of paper for it to get through. And it's just kind of, you know, I'm just slowly working it, turning this part. And I can feel it going through. It's just taking a little bit. Okay, it is getting a little easier. It's still just slow going because this is thick. So this one's gonna take me just a little while. But I will say a gazillion times easier right now than it was in these first few holes. These first few holes were rough. It was questionable whether we were gonna make it. Perseverance always pays off. Ta-da! Whew! My hands are like all crampy and tired. That was tough. That was really tough. And this is the one that I want to put back on. So I think I'll work with my hands and try to get that a little bit more smoothed out because it just never seemed to go quicker. And it could just be because it's bigger. Like it is way bigger because this is an 18-month. You can see the size difference. This is a 12-month coil. And this is an 18-month coil. And it's just bigger, which just makes it harder. So I can try to smooth this one out a little bit, you know, just with my fingers and a cloth, and see if I can make that easier, but it may just be bigger because it may be harder because it's bigger, but got that off. Now comes the fun part. I'm going to rearrange the pages in the order that I want them to be. So I've got all these guts of planners. I have the Erin Condren monthly planner. I have the hourly, weekly layout. I have the daily duo, both sections of the daily duo. And while I was off camera, I also took the coil out of this notebook that I have that has graph paper because I have an idea of how I want to use this graph paper. So now the goal is to figure out exactly how I want to lay this out. And I have done a little bit of thinking about this leading up to knowing I was going to uncoil all of these planners. But so I want 2 monthly calendars. I'm going to use one monthly calendar as my main monthly calendar, you know, just all the events, all the family activities, everything goes in there. And then the second monthly calendar, I'm actually going to use for content planning. So 2 monthly calendars. I want the weekly pages and I want the daily pages. And I probably want to stick some more notes pages in, which is why I went ahead and uncoiled this graph paper notebook so I can use that. So let me start by pulling out the monthly calendars. All right, so here's what I have pulled out. I have pulled out I actually want to go ahead and put this together to start in June. Even though these planners don't actually start till July, I kind of want a month to play around in while I still have my current system going and kind of be 1 foot in each system just to get the swing of things. So I'm going to build this planner to be June, July, August, and possibly September. Haven't decided yet. Maybe just June, July, and August. I need to see how thick it is. So I grabbed from my weekly hourly planner, I grabbed the June 2024 monthly calendar. Now, obviously, the June 2024, it doesn't line up. June 2023 starts on a Thursday. June 2024 starts on a Saturday. But you know what? It doesn't matter because I don't like a Sunday start calendar anyway. So I will just white this out and change this. Okay? So that's one monthly calendar. The second monthly calendar I actually grabbed from August 2024 in the weekly calendar because this actually lines up. So Thursday, but it doesn't really matter because, again, I'm going to be whiting this out and fixing it. So two calendars, and what I'll do is just trim off the August tab. So I will take that off so that these calendars are back to back. Okay. So that means what I have, just imagine my planner back together. I have June calendar that I'm going to redate and fix. Then I have this notes page, which I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. But then I have a second calendar, which I will put something over this, you know, so it doesn't say August. But second monthly calendar, then another notes page. Now, I want to put the weeks in. So here are the weekly pages from August 2024 because, again, I'm not really worried about August 2024. If I'm still in this planner system, I'll just deal with that then. But this is the dashboard. I will obviously cover this up for June. But because the dates are the same, meaning the week starts in on Thursday, it lines up, the weeks line up to June 2023. Hopefully that makes sense. It makes sense in my mind. I'll do some whiting out and fix it then. So I've got the weeks. Here are the weeks. And at the end of the week, I have a notes page, and then I want my daily pages. So I've got the June 2024 daily pages that I pulled out of the Daily Duo. This is going to be for June 2023. I'm just going to do some whiting out. And then I will have the dashboard and the daily pages begin there. So I think the other thing I want to do is there is that notes page that is at the end of the week. So for example, here's the end of a week. I have this lined notes page. I think I want to add an additional notes page, maybe one. Do I want to add two? I think just one. I think an additional notes page for weekly reviews, brain dumps, grocery list, whatever, scribble page, sticky notes, whatever I need. I just feel like having an extra notes page here would be really helpful. So I'm actually going to go through and at the end of every week where there is the line notes page, I'm going to add in an additional notes page. Now, I originally had thought of putting one notes page between every day. So like this notes page would be for this day, and this notes page would be for this day. I'm still debating about that. Is that going to be too many notes pages? Yeah, I think that's just going to be too many notes pages. I think I'm not going to have that many notes to write. And as long as I have the extra notes page here at the end, I can jot down. That's plenty. 3 pages is plenty of space per week. Okay, yeah. Whew, I almost added a bunch more notes pages in. Talked myself right out of that. Okay, so let me get these added. All right, so that is June, and I have it set up with 2 monthly calendars I'm actually going to go ahead and snip this off while I have it out, because I think it will be easier to cut this while it's out. All right, so that is off. And just hit, and what I can do is just, I'll cover this up with stickers or something. Okay, second monthly calendar. All right, I think that is the layout that I want. Now the question is, before I start another month, I've got just the notes pages that go with that week, then this notes page, and then the next thing would be the hourly for July. So that's going to be this. So this is July and June. Yeah, that works. July, monthly, weekly pages, notes page, then July daily. That's going to go like this. And actually don't need this second tab. So I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, let me pull this up to the front here. So I have back-to-back calendars. That's the weeks. These are dashboard. And I think what I'll do is probably put my own tab where the dashboard, I will put my own little removable Avery sticky tab on here. But really what I'm going to want to know is where this is the day I'm on, and that's probably where I will use my bookmarks. All right, and then I want to add in that notes page. So I have that extra notes page. All right, so August weekly, and that's that calendar. And I'm going to pull this calendar, which I do not need this tab for. So I will take this tab off. So there's one calendar and the second calendar. Then I have weekly pages, all the weekly pages here, and final notes page, then daily pages, dashboard, and I'm going to get that notes page there at the end. Okay, so that is what a 3-month planner looks like. Oh, those tabs are weird, aren't they? Because I pulled June. I pulled June from a different year. Not loving where that sits, but I think I can get over that. Or if I really, really hate it, I can chop it off and put my own tabs on. So I'll deal with that later. Now the question is, do I want to add in September? I think I want to wait. I really think I want to wait. I think I just want this to be a 3-month planner right now. Yeah, I think I just want this to be a 3-month planner. And it's interesting because I didn't even end up using, I guess I could use the colorful calendars. Now, I think what I want to pull from here, so from this colorful one, I've got the guts of the actual planner, but what I love here is this. So, this page, yeah, this is it. So this would be good. This is April 2023, so I don't really need these 2 pages. But I could put this with this. This is really what I want in there. This colorful, because honestly, I never know what to do with these. So they're already intimidating to me, but then having them completely blank is really intimidating. So I like the color here. I like having the color. So this would be the beginning. It's got the months that are actually included in this planner with the colorful 12 boxes, because I really do like that. and then it goes into the planner. And I do feel like I want a couple more notes pages either in the front or the back, and I'm actually thinking the front because I'm going to want to reference these, and I'm thinking of things like my recurring task list, go-to meals for the summer, since this is really a summer planner. So I'm thinking maybe a pretty good chunk of notes. Okay, that's 10 pages, 10 sheets, so that would be 20 pages. That's a pretty good chunk of notes here in the front. I think I could probably cover everything I want to cover. Packing list, because we've got some travel coming up, so like a standard packing list in here. I think that's going to be good. And let me check my thickness. Yeah, see, I'm still in a really good place with thickness for, you know, my great big coil. Yeah, did you forget that we have to put this back on? I didn't. But I think that is still a really good place for the coil. All right, now the another question is, I think I definitely want to use, I really like this, but do I want to put, what do I want behind this? Anything? Or is it good just like that? I kind of just like it with the vellum, like I would open up the planner and this would be the front page. Now I could always do like, you know, page like this and do a little vision board or dashboard. Oh yeah, I think actually I like that. I like the ability to be able to do whatever I want to do on it. Let me see, what are the pages in the back of these planners? Oh yeah, I could also do something like this. I kind of like this page and maybe being able to put that back there. Yeah. Okay. And I've got stickers. Lots of stickers. Do I want to put the stickers back in my planner? Maybe just these little... No, I'm going to pull these out and use these somewhere else. Okay, so that, and then in the back here, I have another one of those folders, which I think I want to put in the back of the planner. Yeah, so I'll put this in the back, and that does kind of help steady it. So 2 pockets, one in the front, one in the back. I really like that. Love this up front. That's going to give me awesome ability to be able to kind of design whatever I want to on this opening page. And I'm thinking like a photo or a sticker, all kinds of things I can do there. Okay. Am I ready to put this back together? That is the question. I also have another folder, but no, I don't need another folder. Okay. I think I'm ready to put this back together. I'm kind of trying to procrastinate because I'm a little nervous about putting this back together. Okay. All right. So I can do this. I can do this. So this is my summer planner. Clip this guy on. All right. This is hard. This is hard. It's really hard to get started. This is probably the hardest part. So if you remember, we took it all out like this. It came out the top, meaning I need it to go back in the top. I want this to go in and this to be back at the bottom. The one that I kind of is now going to be a little wonky. I want that to be at the bottom. So that means I have got to get this going in the back of here, and I'll just go ahead and, this is hard. It's hard to get it started, but just go slowly, and you're just gonna work your coil. The holes are there, they're lined up, so you're just gonna kind of feed it through, and take your time, don't get frustrated. Again, the first one is tough. It's really tough. And sometimes I find that when I put the paper really straight, actually doesn't help me, whereas if I can move the paper around a bit, that actually helps me a little bit. Okay, so I've got it in there. I've got one. I've got one down. So again, this is where you just have to take your time. Do not be in a rush or a hurry. And now I kind of feel like I need to have that clip back on because it's moving around so much. So I'm gonna put it down here. Okay, so you can see I'm making progress. I was able to play a little bit with this when it was out off camera and get it a little bit more rounded, and I really think that's helped. But it's, you know, it's slow going, but it is going. It is going. Perseverance, perseverance. DIY and FrankenPlan is not for the faint of heart. I will say I learned this actually from another YouTuber who I have been watching and binge watching lately. And if you uncoil your planner, your Erin Condren Planner, you like void the warranty, which I didn't even know Erin Condren Planners had a warranty. Why would you need a warranty on a planner? I guess if something was misprinted or something like that, you know, they could do something about it through customer service. But if you FrankenPlan your planner, you're on your own. They're not helping you because the product is really not the product that they sold and you bought. So just know that too, if that's a concern for you. One thing I always do, and this is not just with Erin Condren, but with anything I purchase, you know, take a look through it. Like flip through your planner. Oh, that one's being tricky. Flip through your planner when you get it and make sure, you know, there's not a month missing or a week missing or the pages aren't dated wrong. Always flip through. And if there's a problem, you know, let customer service know. I know I've only had to deal with Erin Condren customer service once, and it was a very positive experience. So, all right. It's slow, but it is happening. So I'm going to just keep slowly working this coil through. It does seem to be speeding up a little bit. Now I'm taking this off because I feel like the paper wants to, you know, kind of do that U-shaped thing a little bit. Because, you know, the paper isn't absolutely straight on the coil. It kind of makes a U as it goes into the planner. So I feel like it's wanting to do that. But because I had it clipped, it wasn't able to. So I'm just going to do that and see if it helps a little bit. Actually, it's going really well, though. It's going really well. Ooh, did not help. Did not help. Abort. I'm just gonna take the clip off. For some reason it's getting tough here at the end again. It was going so smoothly for a little bit there. Okay, I'm down to the last 5 holes. It's getting complicated again. I hope I'm not discouraging you. When I say it's getting harder or it's complicated, like, it just means my hands are tired. Like, this is not really hard to do. You can absolutely do this, and it's worth it. If you want to if you love Erin Condren paper and you love the products and you want a pre-printed planner and maybe you don't want to customize it, and that's awesome too. I mean, their products are really awesome. But if you are like, I just would want it this way, or I want the pages, it's absolutely possible to do. So last 2, and then we're gonna tuck it back in and pretend like it has never been through all of this. Or you know what we're gonna do? We are going to appreciate what it's been through and celebrate the scars it has, because it means it's had an adventure. Okay, now what's happening here is it doesn't want to turn because this part of the coil, the same way when it was first going on, this part of the coil is in the way, so I just need to kind of stretch that out of the way. Get this last one through. Come on, baby, you can do it. Okay, so now my coil is all the way back through. So this one, I just pulled out a little bit. I just want to tuck it back in where it was. And that one is not damaged at all. So just press that one back in where it was. Okay, so that one's good. That one's not going anywhere. This one now, I need to recreate that little bend like this one has. I need to recreate that little bend here. And for that, I'm just gonna take my little tweezers and try to hold it as still as possible and bend it. Okay. And there's my end result. Ta-da! So it's back on. And let's look at kind of what it looks like down here. So it does not look like it did when I first started on this adventure. And I could even spend some more time with the pliers, kind of playing with it and making it, you know, go back a little bit more. But why? And you can see I do have some scrapes on my coil there, but I don't care. I really don't care. I think that this is going to work great, and I really like the way that it is now set up. So let me get my little summer cover. All right, so I showed this in my haul video. I'm not into Hello Kitty. Like, I don't think I own anything Hello Kitty, but this little cover has been calling my name. So let me get this on. So, yay! I'm so excited. I love this coil. I love this cover. This is just screaming summer to me, and I cannot wait to really start figuring out how I'm going to use all these spaces. So I would love to hear your ideas. My next step is to take some sticky notes and start putting ideas on how, you know, what am I going to do with this cover page, and what do I want to keep in this folder, and how do I want to use this page, and what am I going to do with these pages? I never know what to do with these pages in an Erin Condren, so I would love to hear your ideas. I want to keep it kind of functional. I'm not huge into habit tracking, and I won't come back to these pages very often. So what could these be used for? I have no idea. Keeping in mind that I have set this planner up to be a summer planner. So this is, you know, June, July, August in this planner. So I've got a bunch of notes pages here. What do you keep in your notes pages? Regardless of what kind of planner you're using, I would love to hear what you're keeping in your notes pages. And then for the months, I've got monthly calendar, notes page, monthly calendar, weekly dashboard, weeks, and then another dashboard, and then into my daily pages. So any ideas that you have? I have a couple of thoughts, but I would love to hear your ideas. How am I going to use these two dashboards? One dashboard for the weekly, one dashboard for the daily pages. So I just want to hear all your ideas and questions and thoughts in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's probably going to be a long one. I'll try to edit it down and speed it up as much as possible, but I just wanted to take you on the journey. I'm really glad that I was able to get the planner back together with minimal damage, so that way I could actually use and enjoy this beautiful coil. I'm so excited, and I'm really excited about this planner for the summer of 2023. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to Plannin' Annie for more content like this. And as always, thanks for planning with me.